about to do my episode review for the Vampire Diaries, episode 1912. I was about to say 1920. What is wrong with me? Alright, so basically this episode seemed kind of short to me, but it had a great ending, and it was a good way to come back. It just seemed really empty. Like, I just felt like we wanted to see more since we've been on a break for so long. I just miss Tyler. I'm not going to be happy until Tyler comes back. So the episode starts off with, I have notes on my phone. Lark's waking up and he's, in jail basically. That is a weird little jail, but I get it because it's like a small little town. Everyone's blaming a Lark now, and I'm just like, it's not a Lark. Why would they blame him? And then, like, Sheriff's talking to him, and she's like, I was like, because the last thing we saw was Zamir. It's like, you're not supposed to see that, and they're just kind of like, you went with the obvious answer, really, Meredith. We didn't want it to be her, but okay. And then we find out that it's really a Lark at the end of the episode, but we're just kind of like, what? Like, why are they blaming a Lark? And then Sheriff Forbes is talking to him, and she's like, well, you called Meredith that one night, and she told you everything. And then, like, all this stuff that's fake, because we think it's fake. She's like, yeah, that's because you held a knife against her. And it's like, no, she had a gun. She tried to shoot me. And it's like, no. And they're just kind of like, this Meredith girl is a liar. And they're just kind of like, no, wait, something is going on. And they're just kind of really confused. And just like, but that's not what I saw. And they're like, well, your eyes are deceiving you because something's going on, Lark. Something's going on. And Matt and Elena are running because that's what kids do in Mystic Falls. They go for runs. Damon and Elena are talking about a Lark. And it's like, you're not going to have him out. And he's like, well, unless you want me to kill Caroline's mom, basically that's not going to happen. You're just like, no, you cannot kill Sheriff Forbes because that's no. Stephen was writing his diary, and I was like, oh, dear diary. And then Damon says, and you're just like, great, Damon, really? Because I miss these diaries. It's called Vampire Diaries. I want to see some diary entries. Flashback to the 1912s. 1912. Why do I keep wanting to say 1920s? Ah, no, Andrea. It's some uncle's funeral, which is really their nephew, but they're being nephews because they look younger, and they're just like, really, all these Salvatores are alive, and apparently he was a maid's kid, and Damon shows up in the flashback, and you're just like, oh, Damon, we missed you, we haven't seen you in a while, it's been a good 50 years. And then Stefan's like, I missed you, we should go get a drink. And they're just kind of like, weren't you guys like hated each other like last time you guys saw each other? But okay, 50 years, sure. Stefan's like, you're bored, your best friend's in jail. I was like, I love that quote, that was a really good quote from Stefan. Rebecca and Carol Lockwood are talking to the Mystic Girl. I don't get it, Mrs. Lockwood, do you not care about your son? Like, aren't you worried? Like, where is Tyler? And Rebecca's trying to find out where she can find the tree, but without anybody knowing, and she's kind of like, how do I find this tree? And he's like, well, I think it burned down because most of this was made. And everything was, like, burnt down, and they're just kind of like, oh. Damon and Stefan are drinking at the bar, and then Rebecca's like, maybe I should go over there. Bring in Sage, because everyone started talking about Sage. Rebecca's like, I know that chick, and then Damon's like, well, I banged that chick, and then basically he's like, well, that chick helped me bang other chicks. There were so many flashbacks, and it was like, flashback, real life, flashback, real life, flashback, real life, and it's just like, where? Am I in a flashback? Sure, why not? Meredith and Elena are talking about a Lark, and the Meredith's pretty much like, what do you really know about this guy? Did you know he's been to jail? Did you know that his ex-wife, Isabel, had 2 restraining orders against him? Lark, your transcript is not looking so good right now. Matt's like the last little human guy walking around, and she's like, come on, we're gonna go sneak into this girl's house. And then they go into Isabel's house. I mean, Isabel, why do I keep mistaking Isabel with Meredith? Well, they did bang the same guy. Anyways, I don't think they have they? No, I don't think so. Okay. Anyways, they go to Dr. Fell's house, and then basically they like sneak in. I was like, how does somebody just pick a lock? Like, that's so not okay. I was like laughing the whole time. And I was like, okay, Matt, well, now you have something to do in Mystic Falls. You get to just open houses. Find like this closet, and then inside this closet, you're like, wait, every family person, like, you know, in the lake house where they had the thing in the bedroom, and it was like an extra little closet type of thing. Sure. So then they open that, and then you're just like, oh, well, look at what we found here. And then you found, like, this box of stuff after they, like, opened the closet, like, the back of it. And there's all this box of stuff, and then you find out that there's, like, a Gilbert journal in there and all this bunch of, like, stuff about everybody who's died. And you're just kind of like, why do you have this? You're just, no, this is you now. You're just trying to, no, we're not blaming Lark anymore. This is all you, Meredith. I was like, no, this is all her now. This is so obvious right now. But it was the obvious answer, so nobody, like, I've never said that it was Meredith. Never. I've always said that it's not her because it was so obvious. Go to Rebecca and Damon, and then they're teasing Stefan about his diary, and I thought it was hilarious because Stefan's like, alright, keep it up, you two. Flashback to the 1912s. Pretty much, Sage is about to make Damon become a playa. Basically like, alright, here, let me tell you how to go do this, homie. And then you're just kind of like, well, okay, Miss Playa. Sage is teaching Damon how to be a playa. We go back to Lena and Matt, and they're still digging Meredith's things. And then Meredith comes and is like, oh my god, emergency surgery didn't take that long, did it? So they go into the closet, and then in the promo you think that's Stefan. Well, at least I thought it was Stefan. I was so confused of what was going on, but now I know that it was Matt. And like in the closet, and then Meredith grabs a jacket, and she closes the door like she was leaving, and they walk out, and Meredith's just standing there just like, we're next, aren't we? We're gonna die. Lena and Matt end up in Sheriff Forbes' office. Like, what are you guys thinking? I've been covering for you guys more than I should. Like, what are you guys thinking? Sneaking into our house? Like, what's wrong with you kids? It's not okay. She's like, just get out of my office. How are we gonna fix the situation? He needs to beat on humans. And then he's like, oh, here, I got an idea. Runs up to some poor little chick who's just chilling there. Damon's like, don't scream. Matt pulls her away. Basically what happened. And poor Stefan, he didn't want to do it. I know he didn't want to do it, but then he didn't want her to die, so I was like, all I gotta do is take one little bite. And I was so frustrated. I was like, seriously, like, it's not fair. It's not fair. Why does... God, the worst part is that it was so sad that Lena had to see him. No, I'm not Stelena or Delena. I'm neither. I want her to have both brothers. Is that too much to ask for? Screw that. Team Matt. She needs to be with Matt. Matt's like, once you fall in love with someone, you can't shake it off. And I was like, oh, he's talking about Elena. And Elena's like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Is this awkward to talk to you about? And I was like, no, I ship you guys together. Just kiss, do something. And Lark opens the door and Elena runs after him. And I'm just like, I ship Elena with the Lark. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? That's not okay. But then I'm just like, whatever. I'd ship Elena with the Lark. Shut up. Everybody's gonna talk crap. How does Damon? Exactly. Not how old does he look. How old is he? How old is Stefan? Doesn't anybody watch Pretty Little Liars? Ezra, Arya. Yeah. Come on. Let's do this. Flashback back to the 1910s. Really? 1910s? Really? I was about to say 2010. 1912s. Really? Okay, Andrea, seriously. There's something wrong up there. And Damon's trying to teach Stefan to drink blood, and you're just like, this is so confusing now, and like, chick's head falls off after he's like drinking her, and then her head like flies off, and you're just like, I think you lost your head, chick. You may have just lost your head there. And then he's like talking to the head. I was like, you're so weird, Stefan. He like picks up the head, and he starts talking to it, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, what have I done? What did you make me do? He's like holding the head, and I'm just like, somebody needs to do something, because this guy is not okay right now. My favorite part of this whole episode was just, you're all I have left, or you're all I got, and I was like, oh, tear. It was perfect. It was perfect. That was probably the best scene in this whole episode. Yes, I said it. It was just so heartwarming, because Team Salvatore, that's what this show is basically about. Come on, it's not about Elena. I mean, of course, Elena has this big thing, but it's really, there's, like Julie said before, that the story also has to do with the brothers' relationship more than Elena and the triangle. And Elena's on the couch, and she's reading the diary, find out about this psycho chick, and then she's like, I'm about to just go to sleep. And then you find out that Elena keeps reading, and that's when Meredith shows up at the house. Samantha chick is just crazy, and you're just kind of like, what is going on here? And then all I'm thinking about is Jeremy's going to end up like that, and then you find out that it's Rick, because at the same time they're flashing back and forth to Elena's bedroom, and then Meredith tells us, like, I think you have a problem. It's happened before. And you find out that this girl, well, in my opinion, I think that since Lark has died so many times, this girl is, like, taking over Lark's body and makes her black out, and it's really her doing all this stuff. It's not really a Lark, and I'm just like, it's normal for a Lark to get his body taken away from him? What am I saying? For somebody to go into his body? Klaus did it before. I'm sure this other girl isn't going to be that different, but it was just creepy. But in my head, I was like worrying about Jeremy. I'm like, what if does nobody want to worry about Jeremy right now? Seriously, this could be happening to Jeremy right now. Nobody cares. Like, somebody go to Denver and find out what the hell is going on with Jeremy. And that's pretty much how the episode ends. I hope you guys enjoyed my episode review. And yeah, love you guys. Take care.